Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, July 25th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick you see right there will also be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. Stock number one here, AMC. What a huge move, huge volume, got all that news, and it was good drama for the bulls as the price has exploded upwards, and AMC is once again being talked about quite a bit. So very safe to, in my opinion, at least assume that there's going to be a lot of eyeballs watching it here over the next couple of days. So let's map out some technical levels here from the support and resistance standpoint. So the first level here, nothing fancy, really straightforward, $6.15, and nothing fancy behind it, because it's literally just a question of where did the momentum really start to struggle, and that was right up that area. Price got up there on 3 separate times, and one time the price actually did break above 615, but the common theme there is that the momentum could never really establish and maintain itself. So while I'm not saying that that's a level that can never ever be broken, I'm just saying that it's become very clear that 615 is going to be that area where the momentum has struggled. So it'll be interesting to see if the momentum continues to struggle at that area, or if the momentum can eventually overcome it and then start to get a good solid breakout. So keep a close eye on 615 in terms of levels of support. And for those of you that like to play pullbacks, interesting level in my opinion right there at 550. And while I'm not saying this will occur, if it does, I mean, I could see something like this, very well playing out where the price just chops back and forth. And if that is indeed the case, all you essentially have from the bigger picture point of view, I'll keep this one color. So there we have a resistance, our support, the huge move up. At that point, it'd just be some sort of prolonged bull flag pattern. So if the price does chop around a little bit, not at the end of the world, nothing can go straight up. But like I said, any sort of chopping around does create the possibility of a good solid bull flag pattern. But anyway, look at it. Very nice move today. Next one here, TUP, and this is exactly why I like to do these when the market's still open, because check it out as I speak. Market is coming alive in the last 30 minutes here. Price getting very jumpy. You look down here at the volume absolutely pouring in. So yes, this action alone leads to the always exciting question headed into Tuesday. Is this the start of something even bigger? Has the momentum returned? And, the momentum continues to pour in right there as that volume comes in. So this will be a very interesting dynamic now, just strictly due to even that last 30 minutes here. So as far as areas of resistance are concerned, first key level to watch from resistance standpoint, right up there at $1.65. And then if the price can push up through $1.65, next key level after that is just where the party eventually stopped during that opening 30 minutes, which is up there at the $1.82 mark. So keep an eye on these couple levels as far as resistance. And then in terms of supports, I think the level that makes the most sense going to be to just put in a nice little trend line right there. So let me change that to green to represent more of the support portion of the pattern here, and then maybe make this easier to see as far as a pattern standpoint. Let's keep this all one color now. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right here. For you golfers, we'll put the golf hole down there, golf hole down here. So this would be a bull pennant pattern. And as I speak right now, check it out. The price is knocking on the door of this area. So does it get the break? If it does, then that's where the next question mark will immediately need to go to. Okay, that pattern has been broken, but now can the price break up through there? But anyway, look at it. Big volume, big momentum. So let's see if this carries into Tuesday. Next one, NIO. Very, very impressive day on this one. And just from a charting standpoint, pretty straightforward in regards to the pattern. So yes, as of right now, there is this downwards channel that has formed. So let me get this mapped out here. And I think those levels do a good job. I will make the bottom part of the channel, which is technically the support area, green. So yes, there's no doubt about it. There is a downwards channel right now. But assuming you care about the big picture point of view, you're going to be asking yourself a key question and say, okay, yeah, fair enough. It is a downwards channel right now. But what was happening before the downwards channel? And what was happening before this downwards channel right here was you had this huge explosion right there. And in going through and encapsulating the entire chart, you now have a bull flag pattern. So yes, I understand if you're some sort of day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 seconds. So yes, from that angle, the chart looks really bad. But assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view and care about more so than just this downwards channel, then all you're looking at, like I said, is a bull flag pattern. So great move today. Got the bull flag pattern. Let's see if it can turn into a bullish breakout over the next couple of days. Next one, BBIG, and like TUP, you can see last 30 minutes here, price coming up nicely. Volume is coming in very nicely here. So it's one of these situations now where we can ask the question of, okay, is this coming to life again where it's going to get the couple of key breakouts? So we'll map out the main areas of resistance. Key level right now, which the price has struggled with, right up there at $5.50. You can see rejected right there. And then late afternoon, price never hit it exactly, but got very close and rejected. So 550 will be that first key level of resistance. And if the price can break out through there, next key level after that, right up there at $5.85. So keep an eye on that. And then as far as supports are concerned, again, you have this little trend line right there. That's done a fantastic job of forecasting where the buyers have been. So change that to green. And then just because I can't help myself, let's get the pattern here drawn up in the same color. So we have resistance, we have support, we have big upwards move right here, golf flow down here. So another bull pennant pattern. So if you like the bull pennants, then and you like stocks down below $10, then definitely keep an eye on BBIG. Next one, MULN, a very well-defined level now from a resistance standpoint, as the price 3 times today got right up to that 14-cent mark and just cannot push through. So there was once during the opening 30 minutes, 2 times, and then 3 times. So by no means is that some sort of great discovery on my part. You got to think that a whole lot of people are now going to be watching and paying attention to that 14-cent mark as that main area of resistance, just because it's just so well defined and evident there when you look at it from this angle of things. So 14 cents, key level of resistance. And then as far as supports are concerned, to give some credit's due, the price has actually got a nice little upward slope to it. So there is a bit of an upward trend right there. So change that to green to represent the support again. But that's also going to be a key level where overall, the chart is very much so in a downtrend. But to give, like I said, credit's due, there is a slight little upslope to it. But if this upslope and this bounce is going to continue, then by definition, you're going to need to see it stay above that green line. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free class later on in the week. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, APE, which is caught up with all the drama with AMC. And a crazy start. And really a crazy chart when you stop and think about it. The fact that there's this gap down, price dropped all the way there, and now you see what it did the rest of the day. Has bounced and bounced and bounced and slowly grinded back upwards, which does lead to the question, okay, yeah, big bounce, but is there any sort of genuine power behind it? And I have no idea. But by answering this question, we can make that very straightforward. And the question is, okay, or the assumption I should say is, truly strong moves make progress forward. Nothing's going to go back to where it was. So in other words, if the price bounces and then goes right back to where it was, then that movement right there is not actually strong, because all of a sudden the price is right back to where it was. And I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why $1.70 is very, very important, because on the flip side of things, if the price comes down here and then bounces around and then starts to head back up, well, now all of a sudden, what do you have? Well, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have these lows down there. And if you envision those as stair steps, you would have progress being made in the upwards direction. So to me, is this a genuine bounce? Well, let's see if it can show progress. How is progress being defined? Staying above $1.70. So if the price can stay above $1.70, that is a good sign of progress, which is what you want to see. As far as areas of resistance, keep an eye on these moving averages up here. Purple line being the 50-period moving average, pink line being the 200-period moving average. Those will be the next couple of key battlegrounds. But overall, very impressive bounce, but let's see if there is some genuine power behind it. Next one here, RIVN. Not a whole lot to update, assuming you've been watching the past videos. But if you haven't, then I'm just going to point it out because it's still completely in play. But this level that I've talked about now several times at 26.50, that resistance right there remains intact. Yes, right there, price didn't hit it exactly. But once again, I think we can all agree, got within the general area of it, and then once again has pushed back down. So there's no doubt about it, 26.50, very, very stubborn, very, very annoying level. So continue to watch that as that overarching area of resistance in terms of levels of support. In the very near term, watch that purple line there again, 50-period moving average, and then much more so from an overarching standpoint, keep an eye on that pink line there, the 200-period moving average. But yes, I think the most interesting dynamic and the dynamic most people are watching and caring about is all about 26.50 and can it be broken. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and I put this at the wrong location on the watch list. I should have put it right after the APE one because it's the same general idea. So I'm going to go through this very quickly because I know you just heard it, but there's no doubt about it. Gap down all the way here and then is now bounced the entire day. So that brings the question of, okay, yeah, nice bounce, but is there any sort of genuine power behind it? So now you know that we need to map out our progress point to gauge whether or not this thing is actually making progress or going back to where it was. And in my opinion, the key progress point right here at the 260 mark. So again, if the price comes down here, but bounces around and then heads back up, when you start to look at where the lows are at, so you'd have a set of lows there and then lows right there, envision those as stair steps, you would still have stair steps making progress in the upward direction. So to me, nice bounce today. Is there any sort of genuine power behind it? Let's see if that 260 mark can hold. So 260 moving forward on Tesla, going to be a very, very important level for support. In terms of levels of resistance, watch very closely that purple line there. The 50 period moving average currently valued at, we'll call it 271.50. NKLA, I did put this at the right spot because same general idea. Was down here, very nice bounce up. So we have to ask ourselves the question, is there true power? Well, let's map out our progress point. So like I said, I don't want to be a broken record. I want to respect your time. So $2.30 is going to be that key level. So as long as the price stays above 230, that does represent a sign of progress, which you now know is a sign of true power, because that's what bullish moves do, is make progress. In terms of resistance, you can see very clearly this purple line here has become quite an annoying level. Rejected the price, rejected the price, rejected the price. So if this bounce does continue, then that main battleground will be that purple line there, 50 period moving average, currently valued at 248. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. And so in other words, if the NASDAQ as a whole rises, this one will also rise. Big difference is it just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF. And I'm going to keep this very straightforward because this is definitely a situation that I think most people are watching, and it has everything to do with that pink line there, which on my chart, denotes the very famous 200 period moving average. And look at the price has respected it. The bears have tried several times to push down through it, but to give full credit where credit's due, the bulls have held not once, not twice, but 3 times now, which does lead to the big question, can the bulls continue to hold? In other words, is there going to be some sort of bounce up from this level, which is a very plausible outcome. The other plausible outcome is, okay, maybe it doesn't hold. Maybe the bears went out and there's a big break to the downside. Also a very plausible outcome, which is why risk management matters, because somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong, but that's the big question. Who is ultimately going to win this battle? As of now, the bulls are winning, as you can see very clearly here, but does that continue? That makes the very interesting situation moving forward. So while no one knows which way it's going to go, the common denominator here is that everybody is going to be very closely paying attention to that 200 period moving average, and it'll be interesting to see how the price behaves with it, and you can potentially get some self-fulfilling prophecies out of this situation when so many people are watching and wondering the same thing. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live online class later this week. It'll be Thursday, July 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, do 2 things for me if you enjoy these. Hit the like button and leave a comment below. Tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow, or just give me a smiley face emoji. But those 2 things help out the channel, communicate to me that you're enjoying these top 10 videos, and as long as I know you're enjoying, I will continue to put in the time and effort to put this content together. So again, get signed up for that free training, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.